Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Managing Disruptive Change. We're getting to our sixth and our last pattern, which is increasing consolidation along the value chain. Let's look at an example, and we've chosen the automotive industry. However, we can also talk about other industries. We've seen that in the fashion industry with fast fashion. It's also a question of the value chain, but the disruption in this disruption pattern is coming out of other dimensions. In this case, there are basically three dimensions that are responsible for the change. And first of all, it's the customer behavior. Probably it starts with the technology, sorry to say that. The technology advance in the electronic mobility on the one hand, and the autonomous driving and all the other influences we do have there, but basically like we will not have combustion engines anymore in the future. And we probably have self-driving cars. These are the main technological fields the industry is working in. If you want to convince the customer, I mean, customers change their behavior. They want clean energy, they want clean cars, especially in dense areas. So you'll see that customer behavior change. And this puts pressure on the automotive industry, and Tesla was one of the companies which was going exactly in that field, coming actually from the high end of the market, tackling customers that were able to pay more than $100,000 for a car, and this is probably not the only car they have, and all sorts of things. Besides that, regulative environment plays a role. Since we do not have the law in order to have self-driving cars going down the road, and some other regulations which might lead to problems in putting the technology on the market, but let's talk about that later. So if you sum it up, the disruption is out of those three dimensions: tech, customer behavior, and regulative environment. And if you're facing that, what you can do is you can increase the consolidation along the value chain. This is the disruption pattern. And I like to give you the example of Tesla, what they did in order to make that more clear. What Tesla is doing, they are not only selling cars, which would be the obvious thing. But if you look at the customers, if you have very rich customers and this is not their only car, you do not have a problem probably only selling cars to those customers. If you're facing the broader mass and they have other thoughts in like, this is my only car, I need a higher range, and what do I do to charge the car? It has to be an entire value chain that is helping you as Tesla to introduce that kind of model. And this is why Tesla has also plans to build, or is building, an own battery factory on the one hand, and also in the let's say after sales activities, they involve their own charging system in order to make it a different experience to buy this car, because you know you might get the batteries for a better price, and you do have the charging systems, and maybe they also do research on charging faster, which are some of the arguments customers have against electric mobility. And besides that, they have a different operating system in their car. This is done by themselves. Most of the other car manufacturers don't do that. In order to be able to update this on a very regular basis. So what they can do in the US, if you have a Tesla, basically your car is parked in your garage, and overnight your operating system is being updated, and when you get in the morning, you have new features, which also helps you to bring a different customer experience. Actually, it helps you to work closer with the customers. And working closer with the customers is also a question about showrooms and the proximity to the customer, to be able to talk to them more extensively in the own showrooms. I mean, this is what many car manufacturers actually have, but this is also differing from country to country. Compare that to BMW, an example for a potentially disrupted company. Well, they're doing a great job in building an electric car too. This is their I-Series, and the I-Series i3, i8 is a popular car, not in terms of numbers compared to Tesla, but still doing good. But they are not really considered disruptive in that way, that they also take care for the customer in a different way. So they don't disrupt the value chain there. They just offer a car, they do it in their own showroom, but the value chain, and this is an important thing, is less consolidated. It might work out if others take care for the charging stations and the batteries. If it's not the case, it might be a crucial issue for BMW. And this is why the consolidation along the value chain might have the potential to disrupt that industry if the way Tesla is dealing with that is right. However, it might also not. How do you react to that? This is a question which we're talking about in the next chapter.